Hi, I'm Sarah, 30 years old, just a regular person chasing my dreams. My grandma left me a beautiful house, my safe place with a big oak tree out front, bright yellow walls, and a porch where I'd sip lemonade on hot days. It was worth $900,000, and I thought it was my future. That house was my heart, filled with memories of baking cookies with Grandma, her laughter echoing in the kitchen. But then I heard my dad on the phone, thinking I couldn't hear. "Sarah's a burden," he said to Mom. "That house should be ours." They were plotting to take it while I paid for their fancy trip to Italy, so I made a choice. When they came back, their keys didn't work. The house was gone, and I left a note on the kitchen counter. "Surprise! A burden did this. How did it come to this?" Stick around to find out. Drop in the comments where you're watching from, and hit like if you've ever had to stand up to family who took you for granted. Subscribe for real stories like mine. Have you ever been betrayed by someone you loved? Tell me below. Growing up, money was always tight. My parents, John and Linda, worked long hours. Dad at a warehouse, Mom at a diner. Every dollar spent on me was a fight. "That's money we could have used," Dad would grumble when I needed school supplies. I felt like a weight they carried. But my grandma, Clara, was different. She saw something in me. Her house was my escape, with its sunny garden where we'd plant daisies and talk about my dreams. "You're worth more than they know," she'd say, her hands dusty from soil. She'd been a seamstress who saved every penny to buy that house after Grandpa died young. It was her pride, her proof you could build something from nothing. I worked hard in school, got scholarships, and went to college for business, even though Dad called it a waste. "College is for people who think they're better than us," he'd say. I juggled 3 jobs, waitressing, tutoring, cleaning houses, to pay my way. Grandma cheered at my graduation, her smile brighter than the sun, while my parents complained about the traffic. When I was 25, Grandma passed away from a stroke. It broke me. She was my rock. At her will reading, everyone gasped when the lawyer said she left the house to me, not my parents. "To Sarah, who knows its value," the lawyer read. The house at 1427 Maple Lane, valued at $850,000 then, was mine alone. My parents got $20,000, which they spent on a shiny SUV and a big TV within months. From the day the deed was mine, my parents called it our family home. They moved in, saying it was temporary, but soon they were picking out paint colors and planning a new deck without asking me. I paid every bill, taxes, repairs, utilities, while working as a realtor, earning good money. "We should redo the bathroom," Mom would say, ignoring that I'd just fixed the plumbing. "This carpet's awful," Dad would add, stepping over the rug I loved. I tried setting rules, like asking them to chip in for bills, but they'd say, "Family doesn't keep score," except it felt like they were keeping score, and I was always losing. 3 years in, they announced a 3-month trip to Italy. "Our dream vacation," Mom said, eyes sparkling. I offered to help with some costs, thinking they'd cover the rest. Big mistake. I ended up paying for flights, hotels, even their daily gelato. While they complained, the hotels weren't fancy enough. The day before they left, I overheard Mom on the phone with her friend. "Sarah's paying, of course," she said. "It's the least she can do since we let her keep the house." "Let me keep my house? The one Grandma gave me?" I brushed it off, still hoping for their love, not seeing the storm coming. It was a Tuesday in July, 6 weeks into their trip. I was home, exhausted from showing houses, when I noticed the kitchen sink leaking again. Dad had fixed it last year, so I called his international number to ask about the warranty. The line crackled. "Hello?" His voice was sharp. "Hey, Dad, where's the sink warranty?" I asked. He sighed. "In the desk, top drawer. Can't this wait? We're heading to dinner by the Coliseum." I kept my voice calm. "Water's ruining the cabinet. I need it now." "Fine," he muttered. "Talk later." I heard rustling, like he shoved the phone in his pocket, but he didn't hang up. I was about to end the call when Mom's voice came through, muffled but clear. "Who was that?" "Just Sarah, whining about the house again," Dad said. My heart stopped. "She's a burden," he went on. "Always has been. That house should be ours." I should have hung up, but I couldn't move. Mom laughed. She'll sign it over. She's too weak to say no. Just keep guilting her. Dad's voice hardened. By next year, that house is ours. If she fights, we'll talk about nursing homes, medical bills. She'll cave. They laughed together. A cold, cruel sound. And that vacation home she's eyeing? Mom said. Waste of money. She should be giving it to us. My hands shook so bad I nearly dropped the phone. I grabbed my other phone and hit record, catching every word. She's always been selfish, Dad said, but she wants our approval. That's her weakness. The call cut off after 15 minutes. I sat frozen, tears streaming down my face. The house I'd poured my heart into, the one Grandma trusted me with, they saw it as theirs. And me? Just a burden to use. Their words played on repeat in my head. I couldn't sleep. Every memory of their complaints, their demands, hit differently now. The time Dad yelled about my college fees, Mom's fake tears when I said no to a new car. It all made sense. They didn't love me. They loved what I could give them. Something broke inside me, but something stronger grew. I wasn't their pawn anymore. If I was a burden, I'd lift that weight for good. I took 3 days off work, too raw to face anyone. I kept replaying the recording, each listen fueling my anger and heartbreak. I needed a plan, not emotions. Grandma built her life with smarts, not rash moves, and I'd do the same. I called Lisa, a lawyer I'd worked with on house deals. The house is in my name, I told her. Do they have any claim? She was clear. Number, you own it outright. You've paid everything. They have no rights. I asked about their stuff. Give them notice and access to their things, she said. Maybe put it in storage. Document everything. I scribbled notes, my mind racing. Next, I called Mike, a realtor who handled quick sales. Over coffee, I said, sell my house fast. No signs, no open houses. I need it done in 6 weeks. He raised an eyebrow. Family drama? Something like that, I said. Keep it quiet. We crunched numbers. The house was worth $900,000 now, but a fast sale might mean $850,000. I'm okay with that, I said. Start showing it next week. I rented a small apartment 2 hours away, got a new phone number, opened a new bank account, and secured my documents, deed, will, passport, in a safety deposit box. I made a spreadsheet of everything in the house. My stuff. Furniture I bought, Grandma's vase, my books, their stuff, Dad's recliner, Mom's dishes. Anything unclear went to their pile. I wanted no trouble later. I hired movers, booked a storage unit in their names, and paid 6 months up front. I'd send them the access information. While sorting Grandma's papers, I found a letter she never sent, dated a month before she died. Sarah, my sweet girl, it read. I'm leaving you my house because you'll honor it, not lean on it. Your parents expect handouts, but you've earned everything. Never doubt your worth. I cried, feeling her strength in me. She knew what they were, even if I didn't. Over the next week, I packed. My clothes, my photos, Grandma's vase. The movers came, loading my things for the apartment and theirs for storage. I walked through the house, checking every drawer, every closet. In their room, I found a box of Grandma's letters to them. One said, John, stop asking for money. It's hurting us, and Sarah sees it. Another, my house is for Sarah. Make your own plans. I put the box in storage, my heart heavy but sure. Grandma saw them clearly. Now I did too. Mike lined up buyers fast. By week 3, we had 2 offers. I took $860,000 from a doctor moving to town, set to close in 2 weeks. My parents would be back 3 days after. Perfect timing. The morning of the closing, I woke up calm. I wore my best blue jacket like armor and went to the title office. Mike was there, smiling. Ready? More than ever, I said. The buyers, Tom and Ellen, were nice, excited about the house. I signed paper after paper, each one cutting a tie to my past. The agent handed me a check, $860,000 minus costs. I felt free. The movers came at noon. I watched them load my stuff, then theirs, everything photographed and listed. The house was empty, its hardwood floors echoing. I walked through each room, the kitchen where Grandma taught me to bake, the garden where we planted daisies. "I hope you understand," I whispered. Maybe to her, maybe to the house. I left the note on the counter. Surprise. A burden did this. I locked the door, dropped the keys through the mail slot, and drove to my new apartment without looking back. My new place was small, a one-bedroom with a balcony overlooking a pond. I painted it blue, hung my own art, made it mine. No one told me what belonged. I took 2 weeks off work, setting up my new life. Mornings were coffee on the balcony, afternoons researching new cities, evenings with pizza and TV to quiet my mind. I checked my old phone once a day, expecting their calls, but nothing came. They were still in Italy, posting about wine and ruins, clueless about what waited. I called my old friend Jess, who my parents never liked because she was too wild, meaning she went to concerts. "Sarah, is that you?" she laughed. "Still chasing your parents' approval?" "Not anymore," I said. We met for dinner, and I told her everything. The house, the call, the sale. "Holy crap, Sarah," she said, eyes wide. "That's the most badass thing I've ever heard. They deserved it." Her words loosened something in me. Maybe I wasn't crazy. I started therapy with Dr. Lee, who specialized in family issues. "You were protecting yourself," she said in our first session. That took strength. I began to believe her. 10 days after the sale, my old phone blew up. Texts, voicemails, emails from my parents. They were back. "Sarah, what's going on? Our keys don't work." Dad's first message was annoyed. An hour later, "This isn't funny. Where are you? Why's the house empty?" Then Mom, fake sweet. "Sweetie, we're worried. Call us." The last voicemail, at midnight. "We found your note. This is our home too. You had no right. We're calling a lawyer." I saved every message but didn't reply. Let them try. The house was mine to sell. They showed up at my office the next day yelling. My coworker Jen texted, "Your parents are here freaking out. Boss kicked them out." I texted back, "Family drama. I'll explain later." My boss called. "They said you stole their house," she said. I took a breath. It was my house. Grandma left it to me. They were using me, so I sold it. It was legal. She paused. "Okay, they're banned from the office. Take your time." Her support was a relief. I hadn't realized how much I feared losing my job. My parents tried everything, calling friends, relatives, even my old college office. Each attempt made me surer I'd done the right thing. 2 weeks later, they got my new email, probably from a neighbor. Their message was long, claiming I misunderstood them, that I betrayed them. They'd forgive me if I bought a new house for us all. I laughed at their nerve and sent it to Lisa, who said, "You're in the clear. Keep your distance." I didn't reply. I bought a cozy townhouse in Richmond 2 hours away. It was smaller but mine, bright, modern, with a little patio. I decorated it my way, no one's dishes or recliners taking over. Work was better than ever. I loved helping first-time buyers, especially young couples, understand every step. "You explain things like you care," one client said. "I do," I told them, thinking how I wished I'd seen my parents' game sooner. Therapy helped me unpack years of guilt. "You felt like you had to earn their love," Dr. Lee said. "That's not love, it's control." She called it financial abuse, using money to manipulate. It fit perfectly. Their guilt trips, their demands, their entitlement. I started researching it, shocked at how common it was. Stories of parents pressuring kids for money, partners controlling savings. It was everywhere. I wanted to help. I pitched a workshop to my boss, Vanessa. "It's for first-time buyers, especially women, to spot financial manipulation," I said. "Not just in deals, but with family or partners." She loved it. "That's powerful," she said. I called it Owning Your Future. We planned a Saturday session, expecting 10 people. 40 showed up. They shared stories, parents demanding loans, spouses hiding money. One woman said, "Your story saved me from signing over my savings." I nearly cried. This was my purpose. A local magazine wrote about it. Sarah's mission to stop financial control. My great-aunt Mary read it and called. "Your grandma would be so proud," she said over lunch. "She fought your dad's entitlement, too. He always wanted handouts. She gave you the house because you're like her. Strong, not needy." Her words echoed Grandma's letter, settling something in me. Grandma knew. She chose me for a reason. The day I sold the house, a year later, I took off work and drove to Grandma's grave with pink daisies, her favorite. I sat there, the air cool, and said, "I get it now, Grandma. You taught me to stand up, to know my worth. I wish you were here, but I feel you." My parents hadn't changed. Their emails still blamed me, never apologizing. That was okay. They were their limits, not mine. That night, I had dinner with Jess and new friends, people who liked me for me, not what I could give. I raised a glass quietly. To Grandma, to freedom, to me. I wasn't the burden. The real burden was trying to earn love that should have been mine all along. Dropping that weight was the best thing I ever did. Have you ever had to set a hard boundary with family? Share your story below. I read everyone. Like, if this hit home, subscribe for more and share with someone who needs to hear it's okay to choose themselves. Thanks for listening to my journey.